And I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
Oh, and we in there. Salute. Peace and love to the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet, man. How we living? Academates, welcome back. If you're new, welcome to the channel. You know what I'm talking about? This is Academy 7. I am your host 7. You know what I mean? I hope everybody good out there, though. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, man. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. You feel me? I hope everybody good. High vibing. You know what I'm talking about? High vibes only, y'all. You feel me? But speaking of that, speaking of which, if you are new, welcome to the SCP series of exploration. Hey, listen. By now you know what I'm saying, you can ask the other academates. We're ins and outs. We all over the place right now. We done looked at some SCPs personally, and now we in the departments and checking out all the weird departments and files and all the extra stuff they got going on. So that's what we got going on right now. If you new, you know what I mean. But for those that's already up to speed, you feel me? I hope you got what you need, because I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to waste none of your time, for real. Cause this right here, are we cool yet? I don't know. I can't give you nothing. So we got to check it out together. And for those that know, let us get our due diligence on. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. No pressure. And let's get this thing bussin'.
Are we cool yet?
I don't know. Let's see.
We've looked at a number of anomalies so far through the scope of both science and religion. Anomalies with origins beyond our planet or reality. Anomalies created through foolish accidents or from ancient rituals.
Yeah, right.
What we haven't really looked at, though, are anomalies created through the scope of art.
Right down my
Art
alley.
is a subjective concept, one heavily divorced from the cold, clinical nature of the SCP Foundation. And so that's why we'll be discussing a group of interest focused on anomalous art. Are we cool yet?
Okay.
Like many groups in the SCP universe, AWCY exists as yet another fringe group that meddles with paranormal forces for their own goals. It just so happens that their goals consist of little more than creating really weird art pieces, many of which end up in Foundation custody. As usual, I'll be primarily looking at a handful of these contained exhibits to give us a better idea about the group, but let's see how they operate. Unlike many groups, Are We Cool Yet have no centralized leadership, no headquarters, no strict rules or traditions, and no official lists of members. Really, all it takes to be a part of Are We Cool Yet is to say that you are part of it, and to...
I don't know if that's good or bad. I just got to be real with you. I
make anomalous art.
I don't know.
Anomalous art is exactly what the name implies, and we'll get to some examples in a bit. But not all anomalous artists are a part of AWCY. AWCY members tend to make art that is both highly visible to the public and often highly dangerous, leading some to decry the group as art terrorists. A potential origin for the group is outlined in the tale, Birth of the Cool. During the 19th century, the realm of science began to slowly understand the paranormal, and certain artists of the world took notice, beginning to create their own paranormal art pieces. By 1870, Paris was the center of anomalous art, and the debate about whether it should even exist. In 1874, the Salon des Magnifiques refused to allow any works of a phantasmagorical nature to be displayed at their grand exhibition. So a group of anomalous artists went off and started their own exhibition, held at the same time. The show was called Sommes-nous devenus magnifiques, which translates to Have we become magnificent?
It's Latin.
It was the talk of the town for months, and it was clear that this type of art wasn't going anywhere. This paranatural exhibition would be held every 10 years in different hidden locations, and the world of anomalous art would continue to grow. There would be a schism in this world, though, that came to a head at the 1924 exhibition between two anomalous artists. One was a French surrealist, and the other a Mexican artist who embraced the more accessible and realistic side of art. The two debated for days before the opening of the exhibition about the relation of the artist to their work, the importance of context, of faith, knowledge, law, free will, God, the state, and so on. It seems that as the exhibition opened, they had come to understanding one another, and a photo was taken of them standing in front of the doors, with one leaning in to whisper into the other's ear. For decades, people speculated what might have been said there, or whether it was a challenge, or an affirmation of their understanding one another, or a reminder of why they were there, or an expression of amazement at how many had come to see their exhibition.
Or y'all should
According
just mind
to
your
one
damn
reporter who
business.
claims that he was close enough to hear, it was all of those, summed up in 4 words. Are we cool yet? Whether that's the actual origin of the movement or just a fun anecdote is up in the air, and really doesn't matter that much. The point is that for decades, members or claimed members of AWCY have been creating art pieces with the goal of shocking, amazing, and changing the world at large. Whether or not they're all art terrorists is up for debate, but I'd say the Foundation is perfectly fine with that definition, and have been cleaning up their messes for years.
Yeah, but
Let's look at some of those messes then. At least the ones that could be cleaned up. I've already talked about one of the most popular AWCY creations, SCP-1057, Absence of Shark, in my Aquatic SCPs video, so we'll skip over
the
that.
mouse house. The mouse house.
SCP-1802 is a small
No,
robot
that
about 30
sneaky
centimeters
stuff.
tall, composed of chicken bones, iron, leather, wire, heavy twine, and a tin can for a head. It is covered in a piece of white canvas resembling a lab coat, and has safety goggles secured on its head using screws. The robot is sapient and capable of speech, but is wholly devoted to the single task of collecting any miscellaneous objects it can find and storing them in out-of-sight places, such as behind a dumpster or at the foot of a tree. The objects it collects are generally worthless, including a bottle cap, acorns, insects, coat buttons, wrappers, or even small creatures such as a gecko. It's noted that the gecko escaped shortly after the robot collected it, though. It even managed to remove a road sign using stolen tools, but was not large enough to move it, so it merely buried it in place with leaves. 1802 was discovered by the Foundation when it attempted to remove a security camera on the exterior of a Foundation facility. In an interview with the robot, it claims that its earliest memory is waking up and seeing a group of people moving around, making signs or pouring things. A man in charge of the robot told it that its purpose is to keep anything it finds and to study them so that it can learn. By doing this task, it will become cool. It collects everything it finds because it was told that it doesn't understand much. It was then placed outside and told to keep moving west, collecting things, until it came to a gate with a camera on it. It then tells the Foundation details about the building it came out of, leading the Foundation to raid the place. The last detail it provides is the name it was given, Skip.
For real. Yeah. Y'all had to raid the place.
At the building, the Foundation only found a cardboard box with a note attached, reading, "Found this for you. Appreciate the gestures." And
See?
"Special procedures. Figure it out."
See? Yeah,
Inside the box was a white bottle cap,
I bet
which
y'all
the
came in there
Foundation
like Rambo,
collected
too.
and labeled as an SCP. Basically, this whole thing was just an Are We Cool Yet member making fun of the SCP Foundation and what they do. Skip, the robot, named after the phonetic pronunciation of an SCP, collects things in the world that it doesn't understand, and stores them away from prying eyes. Sometimes things escape, such as lizards. and other times the Foundation contains things on the spot because they can't move them for whatever reason, like the road sign. As a final joke, they left the white bottle cap, implying that it's an anomaly, and the Foundation scooped it up and stored it away, just like Skip would. In uncommon fashion, then, no one ended up getting hurt from this AWCY piece. On the other hand, we have something like SCP-1590, an application designed for touchscreen devices called the Book of Tamlin. Upon booting up, the application displays a welcome message saying, "To Joey, who taught me how to be cool," and the name of the last person who played the game, who almost made it out. The Book of Tamlin is a game consisting of a series of images of different rooms, and the player is given subsequent tasks to complete in each room, all of which consist of locating different objects in the room. Basically, it's a really messed up version of those cool I Spy books. The game consists of anywhere between 7 and 43 rooms, and the player also has a time limit between 1 and 12 minutes. The images and tasks are all personally relative to the player, beginning somewhat benign, before becoming increasingly personal and traumatic. There isn't really any winning of the game, though, as at either a random point during the game, or when the timer runs out, the screen displays the text, "You found out everything there is to find about the house. Now all you have left to find is the way out." The game then ends, and can't be replayed by the same person. Within 72 hours of this point, a door the player opens in real life will open instead to a room from the game they played. And eventually, every door the player opens will open into the game, practically forcing them in. After they go through, all contact will be lost with the individual. As some examples of the games played by individuals, one D-Class player saw a farm owned by his uncle, where his parents sent all of his pets, with the task of finding the graves of all 7 of his childhood pets. Another image for the same D-Class was a locker room from his middle school, where he was involved in multiple altercations, with the task of finding the 13 boys who made his childhood a living hell. After finishing the game, the D-Class opened a door that revealed the same locker room, at which point he charged through. An agent for the Foundation played the game, seeing an image of his time on deployment in Korea. The task is to find the buddies he left behind. The door he opened in real life opened to the same scene, and he willingly entered with survival gear. Not all participants have entered willingly, as one female D-Class was sedated and forced through to confront her childhood trauma. In the end, once you play through, unless you can avoid opening doors for the rest of your life, you're going to have to go through.
I mean, yes. I would okay. Let me say it this way. There's nothing wrong with a little shadow work. We all could use it. I've been through it. I still do it. Once you conquer certain edges, just like breathing, baby. Just like breathing. Trust me. Then on top of that, it's like you're afraid of yourself. I get it. You don't want to get trapped and become that person that you probably fought so vigorously to get away from. So I get it. You don't want to look back. But sometimes it's a difference between, there's a difference between getting out of a situation and was so anxious to get out that once you were out, you didn't seal the deal, versus making sure when you walked away, everything and everybody, including yourself, had complete closure, or closest to that closure that you could get to where you could be at peace. but most times people are running from their shadow and they're not closing out these contracts. Just food for thought. Food for thought. No pressure on nobody. You know? I'm just saying, you feel me? It's like forcing somebody through their childhood traumas. You know, we for the most part, a lot of people go through it, and you know, that shadow work helps that. You know what I mean? At least for me. So, just, you know, do your own research, you know what I mean? And just may help you too. Who knows?
From most points of view, it seems more like cruel torture than a piece of art, but I guess maybe I'm not cool. Art is often created to change how people think about
what
things.
Is this?
And that leads us to SCP-1127,
Big ass pom-pom.
which takes that concept pretty literally.
It's a big pom-pom, bro. I'm sorry.
1127 are a series of anomalous short films, primarily composed of scenes taken from other films and videos. A narrator has also been added to each film, providing commentary and occasionally interacting with objects and characters from the original footage. Anomalous effects occur after an individual watches one of these films for at least 20 minutes, resulting in a permanent change to their normal behavior. One film, titled Were Clowns Always Yellow, takes footage from The Sound of Music, The Night Porter, The Day the Clown Cried, Surf Nazis Must Die, and archival footage from World War II. The narrator, a man wearing a Nazi uniform with his face obscured by clown makeup, comments that when our lives become the joke, humor becomes a war crime. The punchline is always death, and to get it is to abandon the pretense that getting it matters. Laugh at the reality that is laughing at you. At this point, the narrator produces a pistol and shoots actor Jerry Lewis in the back of the head. After watching the film, viewers will consider it to be the funniest thing they've ever seen, but will express disturbance and disgust at any normally humorous communication. Most jokes will be seen as offensive, but material that is normally offensive or distressing will be seen as amusing. Another film, titled Crazy Where You Are, combines footage from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Faces of Death, various animated short films featuring Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry, and a Three Stooges short. The narrator is a female child around 12 years old, wearing a blue dress and a black domino mask. Throughout the film, she slowly dismembers a teddy bear with a small knife, and asks questions such as, "Are you afraid of violence?" and whether violence is the answer or the question. After watching the film, viewers will generally express no strong emotional response to it, and will also lose interest and emotional connections to things, activities, and people.
Hey man, so I got a question. I'm just saying, y'all. Hey man, are these some psychological stock pictures? Some psychological stock pictures, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Would it be holding up some pictures? Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, like what? Because I'm picking up on a lot of stuff. I'm just wondering. Because I know they're talking about art and all that, but it's just like the flow of the art. I mean the setup, the way they got. You know what I mean? It's like, because I mean, I'm a fellow artist myself. You know what I'm saying? I draw and all that good stuff. So I mean, I get it. So it's like there's a sway and there's a feng shui and there's some things going on that I'm seeing, and it's just kind of like, but the pictures are just like, wow, like, seems like some stuff that you would hold up. I mean, like the horses in the wall. Like, what the fuck? Like, the fuck is that? I mean, so it's like illusionary. I'm just asking y'all, so you know what I'm saying. Y'all let me know. because these we're going through some of the Academy's requests. You know what I mean? So obviously, some of y'all already know about some of this. So you know what I'm saying? Like, what's I know you're talking art, but what do y'all think? I mean, this probably has nothing to absolutely do with nothing. But now that I'm just asking. I'm curious. What do y'all think? What do y'all think when y'all look at these photos? You know what I mean? Like, what are y'all getting out of it? Is there anything distinctively weird about them? Anything that strikes you as odd or terrifying? Like, I mean, the horses, to certain people, that they would find that disturbing. But then you go to the other side and you see horses' heads mounted on the wall, but then the wall spins on you, and here you got the horses actually hanging there. That looks harsh. I mean, but it's just art, right? But where the hell is his mind at, or whoever the artist's mind? Where's your mind at when you do that? You know what I mean? That's what I'm questioning. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
They will also fail to react to dangerous and hostile environments, and will start to injure others merely out of curiosity. Another film is especially dangerous, as viewing it is liable to make viewers compulsively perform illegal and perverse activities.
And see, that's why I don't watch everything.
Since these films are popping up randomly around the internet, in video stores, and in theaters, you can see how AWCY gets pretty easily labeled as terrorists. Speaking of compelling people to do things just for the sake of being
we ain't
cool,
new to it. We got some people out here that we
SCP
familiar with that should be labeled that.
This one's pretty simple, as the app just displays a user's score, and every 5 to 9 hours updates with a new task that they can perform to earn points. It's not really clear how the app can tell when a user has completed a task, but there is a mild compulsive effect that encourages players to continue performing tasks. This effect increases when numerous players gather together to compete, and they begin to follow informal hierarchies based on each other's scores. If a task involves communication with another person, the app will somehow spread to that person's phone, making the app fairly dangerous, as of course the tasks become pretty worrisome. Looking at a sample list of tasks provided, it starts out fairly basic, awarding 1 point for saluting the sun, and 7 points for finding a horse and watching it for 30 minutes. 3 points for banging your head against a wall, and 10 points for telling a stranger what you really think about them. If you manage to turn gold into lead, you get 999 points, which is pretty cool. The instructions sometimes include text that isn't a task, such as, "If Babe Ruth was that great, why did he need a bat?" To earn 150 points, you must rob a bank, but only take quarters. For only half a point, you can convince another person that you are dead, and if you kick a yellow dog, you get no points, which you would think no one would do, but you'd be surprised, I'm sure. 200 points to eat something that has been in a grave, and 90 points to walk on glass and describe the noise it makes. Sometimes you might have to ignore a task to get 21 points, which is
Listen, so far, none of the points are worth it. Like, rob a bank but only steal quarters? What in the total hell? No. What? Now, granted, you go in to rob a bank and you bust up in that joint and all they got is quarters. Now, I mean, you know what I mean? You upset. Then you know what I'm saying? You better get out of there quick. But I'm going in there with that logic. I'll keep the points, have the points, whatever. I mean, do whatever.
Probably trickier than it seems. And if you gain 5 points, you get 5 points. If you burn an irreplaceable object and manage to replace it, that's worth 100 points. But it's only 15 points if you love someone. Sometimes breathing might actually cost you 200 points.
Okay.
And a couple tasks
No,
are apparently
we
so
are not playing
horrific
this game.
that the
Y'all
Foundation expunged them.
I would
worth
recommend
300 and
not.
450 points. The text after those two says, "The real skeleton was inside you all along. Are we cool yet?" The Foundation heard about the app after an incident in which at least 72 people irreparably wounded their left eyes with household objects, most
cool
of
yet?
which
We
were
cool
using
yet?
the app, meaning that some did
We cool
it
yet?
just for the fun of it. Stendhal syndrome is a supposed psychosomatic condition that involves people suffering from heart palpitations, fainting, and even hallucinations after viewing art of incredible beauty. Members of AWCY would of course be interested in this phenomenon, bringing us to SCP-1074, an oil painting on canvas that, when photographed, just looks completely gray. When viewed directly, though, viewers suffer from symptoms similar to Stendhal syndrome, and will attempt to vividly describe the painting they are seeing to any nearby. No two viewers have described it as the same artwork, but they all agree that it is the most beautiful and moving piece of art they have ever seen. They will not turn their heads from it unless forced, and will attempt to convince everyone else nearby to view it as well. They will also
Well, that's
begin to
some type of
discuss
frequency that
philosophical
thing's putting
questions related to the painting, bringing up human mortality, individual insignificance, legal or moral judgment, and religious eschatology. Within 3 to 5 minutes of exposure, the individual will become permanently catatonic, but will continue to display brain activity as if they were fully awake and aware. If forcibly removed before this point, they will stave off catatonia for some time, continuing to describe every detail of the painting, and report even seeing it in their dreams. Typically, within 5 to 8 days, though, they will slip into the same coma unless treated with amnestics to wipe their memories. Even then, though, the Foundation has yet to find a way to permanently prevent it, and the longest someone has gone is 6 weeks before going catatonic. In an interview with the D-Class who was exposed to the painting, he describes it with confusion, as it seems to be a painting of himself on his knees, crying. There are flames all around him, and he surmises that he's in hell, along with Jesus Christ. Jesus is scowling at the D-Class, and he is holding a flaming sword, as well as a scale with a heart on one side and an apple on the other. The apple is depicted as heavier, and the man interprets this to mean that Jesus is judging him, and he is guilty. Although he had vehemently denied in court the crime of murdering his wife and child, he now admits to it, and says that, of course, Jesus knows, and it all makes sense now. He says that he is nothing and everything. Everything is nothing, and that everything is imaginary. We have to exist, though, and we must will ourselves into existence in order to vanquish the dreamer that dreams of our existence. After going silent for some time, the D-Class says that he has one question. Are we
Let that
cool?
go over your head.
That's a question we'll likely never have a definitive answer to. AWCY is a disjointed, confusing mess of an organization, just the way they prefer it.
Clearly.
There's no real goals or endgame for me to discuss here. It's all
Clearly.
simply art, and art can't always be readily explained. There is a lengthy series of tales regarding AWCY called The Cool War, which I didn't touch upon at all in this video, so we'll have to save that for another time, as it provides a more specific look at members of the group. AWCY aren't the most popular group of interest, as they often come across as pretentious and insufferable, and they are a far cry from the unknowable Lovecraftian roots of the SCP universe. Love them or hate them, though, you can't deny the efforts they go through just to be cool.
Fuck all that, man. What you got for me? What you got for me? Stop making things because you can. Uh-oh. Stop making things because you want to make things like everyone else. Stop making things because you already saw the same thing and wanted to do it again. Boy, stop. It's insane. Stop making things that aren't yours. You know what I'm talking to. Where we at? Stop making things that aren't yours. Stop making things that aren't cool. But hey, what do we know? Exactly what you're making. But then again, if we were just talking on a 3D level, I could just look around this room right now and just see a whole bunch of things that y'all didn't have to make, but y'all made it anyway because y'all wanted to do some things that you didn't have to really do. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't cool. But that's just nitpicking. But if we went deeper, we'd be here for a minute, and you know what I'm saying, YouTube would probably drop it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But anyways, let's finish. You want to know why we aren't cool yet? It's because we includes all of us. And sadly, you're the one of us. And you just aren't cool. Well, look, check this out. Check this out. Academics, check this out. Ain't none of these motherfuckers cool. And I'm just gonna call it for what it is. For the simple fact that they just not telling nobody anything. Hypothetically speaking, if this was a thing, ain't none of you cool because you're just refusing to tell us. And we're like random D class. You feel me? Cause some of this stuff they don't even know where, you know what I mean? They don't know what it is, when it is, until it hit, and then that could be one of us. You feel me? So we kind of like D class. We just ain't signed up yet. But we gonna get the same thing D class get, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, unalived or, you know what I'm saying, lobotomized. You feel me? So that's my take on the ain't cool part. I mean, but the fact that they're just and this is an unorthodox group or whatever. It's unorthodox. It's an unorthodox organization. See, okay, that's what I wanted to say. So I was like, no, don't run from that. It's an unorthodox organization for whatever it is, for however many of them there may be. It's unorthodox as fuck, making it very dangerous. I'm definitely gonna have to put that on the can't trust list. They're gonna go with the GOC. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put them over there with the GOC. Cause like I said, GOC they just trying to shoot up some stuff. You feel me? Like they ain't trying to get to know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's dangerous too. Cause you've been and shot at something that you shouldn't be busting at, and that's K-class scenario. Thanks, guy. So yeah, it's pros and I mean, it's safe to say that there's going to be pros and cons with all the organizations and the foundations and the whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be the ins and outs. It's going to be ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be duality. It's going to be goods and bads. You feel me? You're going to be having some with the right intentions, those with the bad intentions. It's always like that until, you know what I'm saying, this cycle is over. But I'm just saying, like, this is dangerous because y'all ain't got no organization. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like nothing's organized. It's just like, what in the hell is going on? And it's just a whole bunch of abstract art and movies and all types of. It's sporadic. It's spontaneous. You got to watch out. This is one of them head on the swivels. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your CT is on. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be duality. It's going to be goods and bads. You feel me? Like, they ain't trying to get to know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's dangerous too. Cause you been done shot at something that you shouldn't be busting at, and that's K-class scenario. Thanks, guy. So and your intuition is working before you decide to, let me just see what this is about, and before you know you in there. You feel me? So I'm just saying. I mean, the fact that anybody can be one, that's like the serpent's hand. You feel me? Like, anybody down with them, like, I rock with the serpent's hand because they trying to catch some stuff and, you know what I'm saying, lock it up, but at the same time, they trying to let us know what's going on. I mean, they feel like the more people, the more hands, we can get more, you know what I'm talking about? And that's what I'm on. Shit, let's get everybody on that thing, man. There's some stuff out here that really need, you know what I'm saying, we need the manpower for that. And the God power for that. You feel me? So, but that's on y'all, though. You know what I'm talking about? That's on y'all. That's on y'all. You know, I'm just saying. Hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You feel me? It'd be a hell of an adventure, you feel me? You know what I'm talking about? Academics, what y'all think? What y'all think about it? You know what I'm talking about? What y'all tell me? Y'all tell me. I don't know if we cool yet. Y'all let me know. Are we cool yet? Are we cool yet? Academics, we cool yet? You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily say I'm cool with them. You know what I'm saying? They got some improvement to do. I ain't gonna judge a books by its cover, but they got some improvements to do right by now. Cause sadly, if I got to be one of them, we can't be moving like this. Cause we can't be moving like this. You feel me? But until then, academics, I appreciate y'all joining me. You know what I'm talking about? Keep your head on the swivel. Don't forget to keep yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally protected. You know what I'm saying? Do not let this world drive you crazy. We will be back with more SCPs. I got some more rooms we about to jump into, some more stuff we about to check out. I don't know which one I'm gonna do next though. You feel me? Cause it's as I knock out the list of one academate, another academate drops something. So it's stacking. So you feel me? But we get into it, like I said, like I promised. We get into it. I appreciate y'all's patience. I appreciate you rocking with me, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you helping me out and actually, you know what I'm saying, helping me guide me through it and really getting me to the you know what I'm saying, the bread and butter of things up in here, you feel me? Like, cause I'm like, dang, boy, it's a lot going on right now. It's really a lot going on. It's a lot of people involved. And the rabbit hole with the SCPs are just getting deeper and deeper and weirder and weirder. I mean, I can't front though. I was digging the little robot up. You know what I'm saying? The one that was picking up the little stuff and hiding it though. That's why I was smiling. Like that he put the vibe up there extra. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm just like, oh, like look at him. He working. Doing what he can, you know what I mean? Like, if he can't move it, and he just like, man, I'm just gonna bury it right here then. And just, I don't want nothing around, nothing in sight. That's what's up. Some of this stuff seems like some golems, like some magic, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some magic going on, you know what I mean? I can't quite place my hand, my hand on it, but you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll run across some more clues on the next couple of videos that explain some of this. Because I mean, aren't we seeing a lot of robots? I mean, I think this like the past two videos. You know what I'm saying? I've seen robots like. But anyways, academics, guys and goddesses, all the high vibrating species on the planet. Peace and love. Till next time, y'all take care of yourselves. 100.